we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy.
Hello and welcome to our channel, and Happy New Year to all of you. We hope that you had an amazing Christmas and that your New Year celebration was just as wonderful. Now, this is that time of year when we all hit that reset button. I do like the time right after Christmas where you can kind of pare things back, use very neutral colors, try to mimic what is going on in nature, and it's just that wonderful time to refresh things and get ready for the beautiful colors of spring. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of decorating here in my entryway, and we have pulled our mirror off the wall. I've had a mirror up here since we moved into this rental home, and I just wanted to give it a little bit of a makeover. Since we're going to be building our new home this year, I'm starting to look at my decor with a fresh set of eyes and trying to think whether I want to keep it or whether it's something that we can upcycle and maybe give a fresh look to. So we have that out in the garage right now, and Corey is giving it a little makeover. And so I can't wait for you all to see that. Also, I want to ask all of your opinions. If you could please leave me a comment below. I would like to redo the console table back here, and I'll go ahead and show you a little picture of it. But I want to redo the console table, and I saw on a very popular YouTube channel, it's Exo McKenna, she had used a product called Rustique It, and it actually puts a wood look on a piece of furniture or whatever you're wanting to stain, and then you can put a stain on over it and it actually looks like wood. So I kind of want to do that, but I'm stuck on deciding what color I should actually do it in. I'm leaning towards black, only because I do like to incorporate some black furniture in with my natural or my lighter colored woods. But I also thought it might be fun to do it in a darker stain. We have the, I keep calling it Jacobian, but I believe it's pronounced Jacobian. And we have that from another project we did last year. So I thought maybe that would look really lovely on it too. And it's a very dark brown stain. So let me know what you think, if I should go ahead and do it in the black stain with the wood kind of peeking through, or if we should do it in the Jacobian stain, which is just a very dark, rich, warm wood. So before I start decorating, I kind of wanted to discuss just briefly about trends. I know that that can be a very hot topic for people, and I know that a lot of us have invested our hard-earned money in decor pieces that maybe now they're saying, oh, guess what? That's out and now this is in. And it's very hard to hear that. I learned the hard way back, I'm probably going to date myself now, but back in the early 2000s, I embraced the Tuscan style wholeheartedly, jumped off the deep end, had the Tuscan look everywhere in my home. And then guess what? It went out and it was replaced by other things. Now, there are things that are part of the Tuscan style that are still very current today, like olive branches, olive trees, things like that. So I guess what I'm trying to say about the trends is that when you are watching these trend videos or looking through a magazine and they're saying, oh, this is the new, latest, greatest thing, try to look at the picture or the video or whatever it is that you're looking at and think to yourself, okay, what is it that I specifically like about this trend? And maybe just focus in on those key pieces. Our channel here is all about curating your home, and that doesn't mean going out to antique stores and spending a fortune on antiques. It just means finding things that speak to you and creating your home around that. I really believe that you can embrace different styles and really curate your home, and that's what makes it interesting. And then that way when a trend goes out, you aren't going to be stuck with a bunch of decor that you've spent a lot of money on that you'll now have to start replacing. And don't get discouraged either. If you have things that people are saying, you know, maybe that it looks dated, you can always try to upcycle those things and do a DIY project on them. So don't get discouraged, and just keep in mind when you're watching these trend videos that it really is just a way for the design to stay current and continually keep moving. Otherwise it would become stagnant. Now let's get to decorating my entryway. The entryway in this rental home is pretty tight on space, and we only have room for this small console table. So I try to keep the decor impactful without making the table look overly cluttered. I'm starting off with this basket I purchased from the at-home store, and I'll leave a link for it below if I can still find it, and any other decor I use today. Since my winter look is leaning towards a woodsy vibe, I'm going to be incorporating green and browns and cream. I also want to keep some of the pine and fir in with my decor. To elevate this little tree, I'm adding this little black pot I had on hand. I swapped out the navy blanket I had in this basket for Christmas season for this mossy green one. I love that I can reuse items I've already purchased for other rooms. It just seems to make the item feel new again, even though it isn't, and it's a definite cost saver. The feel I'm going for this winter season is warm and cozy. Next, I turn my attention to the top of the console table. The lamp is a staple in this entryway since there is no light overhead and it can get super dark in this area. I'm just going to add a few books first, and I'm going to keep it neutral with a black linen covered book I purchased from an antique store a while back, and this new one from Shea McGee that I bought right before Christmas. Last, I added this pretty wooden bowl I found at Home Goods. Okay, so when I start building an arrangement like this one, I know that I need to make sure I have something filled in down here so that it kind of hides the stems, because the stems are going to be taller out of this vase. So I first take 3 of my eucalyptus and I've bent them up shorter so that they will go ahead and sit down inside the vase here to fill in around the bottom of the vase. Now, because this vase is very tall, I also like to use just plastic bags, wadded up paper, anything that I have on hand, bubble wrap, things that I get from Amazon packaging boxes, I will go ahead and use to help raise any of my stems. So now that I know that this is about the right height for my lower stems, then I know that I can go ahead and start arranging with the taller stems. So I will go ahead and leave these in. And now I'll start in with the shorter stems, which are the cream colored pussy willows. And I'm gonna go ahead and start incorporating those. And another key thing to remember when you are using faux stems, that you want to bend each stem and get them separated really nicely so that it will be full, and then you won't have to use as many stems in your arrangement. I have a total of 6 of these eucalyptus stems, and I believe 5 of the shorter pussy willow stems and 3 of the taller pussy willow stems. Now again, you can see how important these first stems that we put in, it keeps the whole arrangement down here. It gives it some fullness and it hides those stems very nicely, and you won't be able to see inside the vase that way. So it's really important. And again, just keep fluffing to make things look a little bit more put together. And then finally, we're going to add in the taller just to add a little bit of filler and height, so bringing the greens up higher. So we're just going to put them in. And then make any last minute adjustments with any of the greenery. And when you're finished, you have a really lovely winter arrangement. To finish off the woodsy vibe, I added the winter arrangement as well as a candle and some pine cones. Next, we turned our attention to the mirror. It was originally painted white with some distressing, but I wanted to make it look more vintage and antique to go with the vision I have for our new house. Corey gave it a light sanding to scuff up the paint as well as even out the surface. And if you're able, we suggest removing the mirror to make the whole project easier. And I don't know why, but we didn't even think of it until after we had finished the project. Before taping off the mirror, Corey gave it a quick cleaning with the shop vac to make sure all the dust from standing was gone. Corey used frog tape and a roll of craft paper to cover the mirror. We then went in with Rust-Oleum's spray primer in flat white to prep the surface, giving it 2 light coats and letting dry in between each coat. Once the primer had dried completely, Corey went in with another light sanding to smooth out any imperfections. After another quick cleanup, he went in with the first coat of Metallic by Rust-Oleum. Now, I wasn't sure exactly what color was going to work best for the look I wanted to achieve, so we started with the Metallic, which is basically a darker gold. Now, he did give it 2 coats, and he did again allow to dry between each coat. Now, I wasn't completely happy with the overall color since I wanted it to have a more aged appearance, so Corey went in with a very light coat of bare metallic spray paint in the color Antique Brass. And because I am obsessed with Rub and Buff, I went in with European Gold and Ebony to give it some beautiful dimension. And it's super simple, just mix the colors together in equal parts and then lightly apply with a sponge and rub off the excess with a clean cloth. I absolutely love how the mirror turned out, and the best part was that this was at a minimal cost. The mirror had good bones and I still loved the style of it. I just wanted something darker and more vintage looking, and I really think we achieved that look. but let me know what you all think. And now here's a peek at our finished entryway for the winter season. We hope we've inspired you in some way today, maybe to do an upcycle on something you already own, or given you some ideas on what to decorate in your own home. Now remember, again, curating your home with the things that you love, that is all that is important. And just treat this time of year right now as a refresh. Enjoy the calm, the quiet beauty of winter season. And please stay tuned. We have so much planned this year. We do have our new house build coming. We have some fun DIY projects. Really trying to stay focused on things that I want to put in our new house. So we have some fun things planned. So please stick with us. If you're new here and you like today's content, please consider subscribing to our channel and joining our YouTube family. And if we could get all of you to hit that like button, that would be wonderful. And again, please don't forget to leave me a comment below on what stain you would do that console table in, the Jacobean or the black stain. I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. And for those of you returning back to our channel, thank you again so much for being here. I've missed you all. I cannot wait to see your comments. We will see you again very soon in the next one. Bye for now.
The future is bright.